All right, guys, this is your magazine project. So let's go over the requirements that you need to have for your magazine project. I want you to take a new photograph for the cover of the magazine. So it could be you or someone else, but I do want it to be a new photograph, not just a picture that you've already taken, but something that you're thinking about, maybe going out to a cool location, getting yourself or the person you're taking a picture of, getting them dressed up nice, thinking about the location, all those things. You can use a photograph from the internet for your background, but this is optional. So what I mean by that is in this picture here, let's say I wanted to use the selection tool and select her and remove her from the background. You could use an image from the internet for the background to put in there, but it's optional. If you want to just stick with the background you have, that's fine. So that's the second one, which I did put a requirement. It is optional. This one, however, you need to do. So you need to add a gradient layer and change the blend mode and opacity. I'll show you that in just a moment. Text that needs to be included. You need to have your magazine title. So you can either use the font tool to generate the title for your magazine, or you can go grab a magazine logo. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to grab the logo for 17 Magazine and put it into the project. I'll show you how to do that. You also need to have a magazine UPC. There's a link to that in the page for this project. So just look for it and download it and place it in there. I'll show you what that is in just a moment. Must be vertical. So that means that if you take a look at this picture, the long way is tall, right? The width is shorter, the height is taller. So basically, if you're taking a picture with your phone, that's kind of the natural orientation of it. But most magazines are vertical. Almost all of them are vertical. So watch the tutorial. The magazine can be real or something made up. If you want to add article descriptions, that is optional. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is add that gradient. So if you go down over here, we'll hold down and we'll go to the gradient tool. So over here, there's a couple different preset gradients, but I want to make my own. So I'm going to click on this first one, which is just this the foreground and the background color. So I can choose my own images, and I think I'm going to choose from within the picture. I'm going to choose kind of this color here, and I think I'll go ahead and get this green. So that's going to be my gradient. I'm going to make a new layer over here. And I'm just going to click and drag and make a line. So it's going to fill in this whole thing. And at first you're like, oh, you ruined it. But we're going to go to our blend modes here and let's set it to overlay and see what that does. So you can go through and sample a couple different options here. Don't do one that completely destroys your image and makes it look weird, but we're just looking for a little effect. So I kind of like the overlay, and then lower the opacity. Right now it's at 100, but let's lower it quite a bit. And I think I might just do something around 20%. So it doesn't need to be something that can be just very subtle. But we've done a little gradient there. We've kind of changed the look and feel of the image. Okay, so let's go. What is our next thing? Now we're going to go get our magazine title. So I've already got it all prepped here. When you click on an image, you want to try and go find a large file size. You can see that the pixels here, this is 1254 by 320. So this is going to be a large size. I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to copy the image and go back to my project here, and then I'm going to go File. Actually, let's make a new layer, and I'm going to go Edit, Paste. So it pasted in. Now it's kind of small. I want it to be a lot bigger, so I'm going to go Edit, Transform, Scale, and I'm going to hold Shift, make it about that big. So then I can go to my move tool and reposition it. Now I do not want all of the white in the image. I think that looks kind of tacky. So let's go to our magic wand tool. There's a couple options through there. Make sure you go into the magic wand, and I'm just going to select the white. It's selected all the white, and then I can just push delete. So I push delete on the keyboard. You could also go edit clear, I believe. Once you're there, then we're going to go select, deselect. Let me get rid of this, that selection. Okay, and now what we're going to do, let's make another layer. This time we're going to go File, Open in Place. I've already gotten my UPC, and so it's just going to get placed in here. Open in places makes it a lot easier. I could put it over here, but that kind of distracts, kind of pulls away from her. So let's go ahead and put this over here. And then using your blend modes, you can do some cool tricks here. Though I feel like the white's a little distracting. So let's go over here and let's see what darken does. Darken takes away the white, and then we have our lines. I think that looks a little cleaner. Okay, so let's read through. Do we have everything? Must be vertical. The other thing I could do right now is I could type up some article descriptions and make it just a little cleaner, but those are the main requirements that I want for you guys to have in your magazine project. So take your time. I want you to really think out the photo shoot. I want these photographs to look really cool. Do something more interesting than just a general uninteresting photograph in your backyard. Try to have your subject or yourself dressed up, and keep in mind this is your final project for semester 1. So all right, I look forward to seeing what you guys create. If you have any questions, send me a chat, and take care, guys.